No, I wouldn't do that.
You
All right, I had
these
a.
pranks, dude.
I-
You're gonna, dude.
I'm recording. So okay, I had an idea about Sky City. First of all, the arcology style building that was going to be built in Tokyo. Um, a mass urban environment is a new type of environment for a retail store or outlet. So say if you picture a giant kind of factory outlet store, all the different stores piled on top of each other, and they occupy only maybe 1/50th of the entire building. Um, the retail area of this giant structure that people can live their whole lives in would be something entirely different from what would be in a normal town, like a mall, for example. So, say if you're in one single building, and everybody in this building, say 150 to 200,000 people live in this one building, you have a whole new urban environment for people to express themselves creatively and with fashion and with photography and art and all the different ways that you could display yourself and you could create a life and a whole image by existing in this new type of environment. So my idea is, if you've ever played video games before, like Tekken or Final Fantasy or any of the games with lots of characters and backstory and development and a whole life for these characters, you may have noticed that a lot of these characters have amazing outfits, a lot of costumes that go into a lot of these characters. A lot of the designers that design the characters for these games are brilliant in the way they come up with costumes and props and weapons for some of the fighting characters and all these kinds of things. So I thought of a business in Sky City, this enormous building. A business could exist where, say, if it were a large store where you could come in and there would be pre-made costumes for these various types of business video game characters. They would be modeled on certain body types, obviously, because not everybody can wear the same kind of outfit. But I thought, in this kind of environment, people could dress up anytime they wanted. And in fact, the employees of the store, that mostly female, as part of my idea, is that they would be dressed up as random video game characters, and they would be so well done that they would be recognizable to almost anybody.
Tomb Raider.
Yeah, exactly. Tomb Raider, or like for example, that might be one, but I had more in mind something like out of Tekken 5, or the new Street Fighter game, where a lot of the different outfits that you can win or earn throughout the game are very intricate, well designed, and a lot of them have crazy hair and accessories and boots or shoes. And if you could purchase this whole outfit, if it was custom designed, made for you, it could be a $2,000 to $5,000 custom fitting job. But this would be in an environment, in a building, where people have to be wealthy enough to live in it. So something like this would be an extravagance, but it wouldn't be out of the question. And it, I believe, would catch on to be so popular that it could be made cheaper. The various employees that would be needed for such a building would be something, or I mean, such a business would be like people who are graphic artists, ones that can design custom these outfits for various body types and measurements, and then translate that into the fabric making process. I have no idea about that. So when say if you were to have one random person who was, say, perfect for the role of Chun-Li. Let's say a girl is very athletic and martial arts student who fits the general body type of Chun-Li. Well, okay, so she would come in, we would measure her in every way that would be necessary to make the outfit, and then actually custom design the outfit to fit her body type. So, and teach her how to do the makeup art necessary to actually complete the look. And then she could maintain this persona of Chun-Li in this building. And this could be an alternate lifestyle, kind of like living very deeply in MySpace or Facebook. So I thought if you were able to create a whole life or create a whole image just by buying expensive clothing, then why not make it the best kind of clothing imaginable, the best costume, complete with education and tutorial on how to do how to put everything on correctly and exactly in what order, and how to do the makeup and how to do the hair so you don't screw it up. So and that idea could easily be translated into Halloween costumes on obviously on Halloween. But this is just an idea that I had, where create all the outfits available, or all the outfits that are designed for characters in video games, and then sell them, but on a custom basis, as a high ticket item. Make it quality, and then you could start developing the accessories for various characters. So I know there's a character named Quistis in Final Fantasy VIII that had a whip, for example, and I mean that could be an accessory that could be sold. High quality leather whip that was really long, and also wigs designed for really exotic hairstyles, and all the different colors, and earrings, and various types of body art that would be necessary for certain character designs, which are going to get more and more elaborate as the years go by. And so, if this were possible, it would require a staff of various, probably at least 5 to 10 people to start, all just designing characters, or I mean, all designing the actual clothing, physically designing the clothing, cutting the outfits for certain prearranged customers to get the building, or to get the business off the ground. So you find, say, in advance, 50 or so people, men and women, who fit the certain body types of certain characters, certain very recognizable video game characters, like like Chun-Li is, again, for example, or Vega, or Cloud, for Strife from Final Fantasy VII, or all these characters from video games that people recognize. You get them looking exactly like the video game character, and then sell that as a service instead of a one-time video game promo. Sell it as a service full-time in this building. People can look how they want all the time, and be taught how to look how they want all the time. This would be part of the first service, where they would come in and get measured for all their outfits, and then so their measurements would be on file in the database, and then they would pay for their initial session of measurements and fittings and all these things, and then the makeup classes and lessons to be taught how to do the certain looks. And then after that, it would be a matter of just buying more outfits. And so the first time in as a customer would be their most expensive visit. After that, it would be just a matter of buying more outfits and more accessories to continue this look. Meanwhile, the employees of the store would be out marketing the various outfits that are made available up to that point. And then we would, of course, take requests and certain accessories that would be exciting to certain people, but maybe not others. They would put in requests, say, hey, design the the saxophone from the such and such a level of this game. If we get enough requests, and you start designing that and you sell that, and so everything would be made available, and it would be attached to just a giant retail store that would sell all the clothing, but nobody could just come in and buy it. It would have to be fitted, and nobody would be allowed to ever wear the clothing without having signed this contract showing that this is how it's supposed to be. This is going to be an interesting way of kind of making everyone able to be a supermodel if they're taught how to do it and come in and are willing to pay the initial fees. So that's my idea right now. I think the idea could catch on. It would have to start in an enclosed environment. I don't think anybody would be willing to walk around San Francisco or New York City dressed like that. But if there were a business inside a single building where employees all looked like that, and they wandered the halls of the building and represented the business that way, it would become commonplace and normal and extremely popular, I think. That's the end of the idea. I'll expand on it further if I think of more. What do you think?